I thought I would sit down and talk about my 2024 pottery goals. I don't usually like talking about my personal goals too much on the internet because I like to keep them a bit more private, especially when you never know what you're going to accomplish by the end of the year. But for the sake of this YouTube video, I think it would be pretty beneficial to talk about kind of where I want my channel to go, as well as share some goals that maybe you could use in your own personal life too. I think one of my number one goals is going to be that I want to establish my business a bit more. When I graduated from college, I was working a part-time job and I posted a video being like, I'm starting my pottery business, and I still am basically in the same stage as starting my business. Having a full-time job now, there's just not a lot of time to dedicate towards pottery, but I know that I just need to dedicate certain days of the week to kind of just take an hour or two to just sit down, go over the logistics of how I can open up this business, to set myself up to be able to do this in 2024, and then by 2025 have a running business. I also really need to figure out why a lot of my projects lately have been cracking in the kiln. I have a few different ideas, and I'm actually making a video separate on this based on a lot of my failures in my pottery this past year. That's one thing I really need to change. I need to stop having projects make it all the way until the last stage of firing, and then I'm letting them crack in the kiln because I'm being reckless. I also need to just spend one day where I just reclaim all of my clay. I have like 200 to 300, maybe even more pounds of clay just ready to be reclaimed. I just need to dedicate one day where I come out to my studio and I do that for the full day. Also, to help that situation of being able to reclaim my clay, I need to make a few more plaster bats because I broke that original plaster bat that I was drawing with. So I have one new one that I made, and now I need to make probably like 2 or 3 more. I'm also becoming someone who has a love of projects where I build them, and then as soon as they get to the stage of glazing, I let them go and I let them sit in what ceramicists usually call the graveyard, where you kind of have just a bunch of projects that are halfway done, or maybe you don't really have much use for them anymore, so you kind of are just like letting them be for a while. So I need to finish those projects so I don't have just a bunch of random projects sitting around. I think I want a kiln that's slightly bigger than the one I have, and also one that's electric. I probably wouldn't get rid of the one I currently have. I would just use 2 for firings, but I just need a bit more space. I used to make a lot of big projects in college, and now that I'm graduated, I just primarily have been working on small projects, which is fun, but I would love to be able to get back into what I used to be doing. As far as pottery YouTube goals for my channel, I would just like to be doing at least 2 pottery videos per month of 2023, so 12 videos total. I have a feeling I'm going to be making well over that amount, but at least to have a minimum goal would be good. I'm thinking one of the videos per week would be like a studio vlog, and then another video would be like a technique or a how-to video, or potentially, like, I guess it could be literally any type of ceramics video. I think I'm going to keep the video ideas that I've been making private to myself though. You're just going to have to stay tuned to see what I make. As far as more goals in my studio, I would love to 1, organize my studio, 2, make an easier way to create projects. I think I usually work on like drywall, I want to say, that I just like duct tape the corners. So I need to make a few more of those that are the dimensions of my shelves, so it's easier to move around my studio. Also, I really want to throw on the wheel a lot more next year. I say this all the time, but I would love to be able to be making like mugs or cups on the wheel. And finally, I think the last goal I have is by the end of the year, I would love to have at least just 1 product on my website. It doesn't sound like much, but with ceramics, it does take a lot to make one project, especially when they're bigger. So if I just have the same product that I'm making duplicates of, that I can keep putting on my website, I think that would be a great place to start at least. And then in 2025, I can make an official website that has a lot of products. But I think starting with that one project would be a great place to start. I would love to hear what goals you have for yourself, whether they're pottery, some other art form, or just in everyday life. Put them in the comments below if you're interested, and let me know if you have any questions. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you for watching.